The recall spell can pretty much revive any attack. So let's go over the new recall Valkyrie attack and how you can earn more 3 stars with it. Now before we dive into anything, let's give you the army composition alongside the possible clan castles that you're going to see in this video. The link to the army comp is going to be in the description below. So when you're planning for the Mass Valkyrie, always make sure that you've got a easy lane to go through the middle. Try to make sure that you're looking at the enemy heroes. This is going to include the Royal Champion, the King, and the Queen. You might also want to take advantage of any ground CC troops because they will also help in luring over the Valkyries. On this base in particular, we use a Queen charge on one side where the Inferno is, recall her, use the Siege Barrack and King on the other side, and this allows me to send the Valkyries with the recalled Queen, Ice Golem, and alongside the Grand Warden and Valkyries to move through the middle towards the Town Hall. Pretty much your first thing that you're going to do is you're going to use your Queen charge. Funneling the Queen is going to be really important because you'll want to make sure that you're sending her in the right direction. Use a couple of Cocoa Balloons to look for any seeking air mines. This is important to protect your healers. Outside of this, you will want to sacrifice one rage spell to protect your Archer Queen. This is really good, especially if you're going into an enemy Barbarian King, and usually if you're trying to Queen charge for funneling, you might have to use at least one rage spell in order to make sure that it's possible. You should be able to clear the multi-Inferno, or if there is a different area, then you want to make sure that you're creating enough of a funnel. Then recall her and use your Barbarian King alongside the Siege Barrack. This is really good in order to create the other side of the funnel, which makes it easier, so that way you can send in your Super Wall Breaker alongside being able to send in your Valkyries. Now, if the enemy Queen dies, the Valkyries will still be able to path to the next closest defenses. So you want to use a rage spell initially with a heal spell. So as they work themselves in, you should use a Grand Warden ability within the core, use a rage spell, and as they get closer to that Town Hall, a heal spell is really good. Outside of that, you run out of spells, and you're letting your Valkyries and your Queen do her own thing. In my case, I used a Super Wall Breaker to get into the back-end scatter shot to make it a little bit easier for my Queen and any of my other Valkyries, but otherwise, it's a really simple attack that the Valkyries can stay up for a majority of it and clear through a lot of the base to get a simple 3-star without really having to worry so much. We'll want to make sure that we're funneling our Queen, but we want to go in for this Town Hall specifically just because it's easy to remove from this corner. Using a rage spell in order to clear the Town Hall, since you kind of will need a spell to help support your Queen. But the other side of the funnel is going to be done with the King and the Flame Fling. At that stage, you can really just recall your Archer Queen and the healers and just allow your Flame Flinger and the King to funnel. The Flame Flinger's job is to clear out the Inferno and the Scattershot compartment. Or in this case, once the cannon is down, we are able to send in our Super Wall Breaker, Ice Golem, Warden, Recalled Queen, and the Valkyries to move themselves in. Using a rage spell, since they are getting lured over by the Archer Queen, the Skeletons, and of course the ground CC, it allows us to then also use a Grand Warden ability with the heal spell. Then we can use another rage as they dig deeper in once they get lured over by the enemy Archer Queen, and use another heal spell. This now allows us to have that Royal Champion move alongside the Flame Flinger, and it also allows us to have those Hog Riders from the back end, which now allows for the Valkyries to support the Hog Riders from the back end and help clear out the Single Inferno and the Scattershot. So, in any case, we're going to be starting off by making sure that we're able to create enough of a funnel for our Archer Queen. And all we need her to do is just make sure that she's creating enough of a funnel. Once that beam hits about 2 or 3, we want to recall that Queen. On the other side, we're going to use the Barbarian King alongside a couple Witches and the Siege Barrack. Seems like a lot and seems a bit more unnecessary, but it does actually provide enough funneling for what we were actually trying to do here. Using a couple more Sneaky Goblins to help clear the Dark Elixir storage, which now makes it easier for me to use my Barbarian King ability, clear the enemy King, and allow myself to get into the Wizard Tower and the rest of that side. We'll use the Grand Warden, the Recalled Queen, the Ice Golem, and of course the Valkyries to work themselves in. Now sometimes this might be where people don't really trust Valkyries, it could go on the outside. But in my case, since I used a Super Wall Breaker, they got deeper set into the base, allowing the Queen to go ahead and remove the Town Hall from where she's standing. The Valkyries and the healers are just going to do their own thing. An early warden ability is always really good, 2 rage spells early on with a heal, and that also allows me to use that final heal spell on the back end. While the Town Hall is removed by the Royal Champion, Hog Riders, and the Queen, it allows me to still have the Valkyries move through and get a huge amount of the base down as they just work themselves on a diagonal, taking advantage of the Queen and the Royal Champion's placement, so that way they can easily get lured deeper in. And it now allows for the heroes to remove the rest of it alongside with the help of the Valkyries to get a really simple 3-star. But of course, some people are not willing to try Valkyries, so I would implore you to try them, especially since I've shown you it with the new recall spell. And it makes it even easier when you think about it, since it does use a queen charge, and that queen charge actually speeds it up so you're less likely to get a time fail. Now, while Valkyries might be more off meta and a bit more underrated, I still wanted to share them with you guys because I feel like the recall Valkyries is definitely a very nice way of using Valkyries here at Town Hall 13. So if you have yet to check out my top 3 Town Hall 14 attacks after the update, make sure you guys check it out right there alongside the Town Hall 12 top 3 best recall spell attacks that you want to check out. And I'll be catching you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.